Hey everybody, welcome back to Cure for the Common Game. Have you ever played those games, those nights where you've just absolutely just destroyed the table and now you need to play something that's a little more fun, something a little more where it kind of keeps the eye off of you, you know what I'm saying? Something a little under the radar. Well, this is it, but sadly, the general does not make it look like it is. This is tribal skeletons. And you are looking at Mr. Skittles there, the only legendary skeleton. Is the absolute only one. Now, we have plenty of skeletons to choose from. I'm running quite a few of them. It's not absolutely one of the most amazing decks ever, but it is a ton of fun. Here again, it's you're probably not probably going to win the table, but I have actually won with this deck. Now this particular skeleton here, the Demir House Guard, is just amazing. Anyway, what I actually did here was, of course, you know me, I got to use the whiteboard whenever possible. Some of these that are actually skeletons kind of blew my mind when I was. By the way, this is a wall of bone, which leads me to the other aspect of what else could I use that has bone in it? So read the bones, bone harvest, bone splitter, bone saw. And of course, we got to have the bone flute. It's got to. And even the ward of bones. I'm going to bring this down a little bit so that we can see a little better. There we go. And there's some cards that Raised Dead, that particular art of Raised Dead does look, it is a skeleton. I specifically chose that specific Diabolic Tutor because it does have a skeleton in it. We'll go back and we'll get back to the rest of these skeletons. Like I said, there's not a lot to go through with this deck. It is just simply tribal skeletons. And while I realize that's not everybody's thing, but I wanted to use Skittles, and I didn't want to use Skittles in just an infect kind of way. So let's just... There we go. That's a little better. So, skeletons. The upside is a lot of them do actually regenerate, so that is kind of cool. And I tried to use, of course, here again, it's mono black, so I kind of feel like I gotta run the corrupt. My only two board wipes in Garrick's Wake and the Extinguish All Hope. Now, I also tried to use some cards that I don't normally use in decks, and I figured this was a pretty good one to do it on because it's not like I have any delusions about this being a masterful deck, So, Fatal Lore it does a good job. It's not amazing, but it is a card that everybody at the table is going to have to read. Ritual of the Machine. Now, when Alliances came out, this was a big one. This was one that we thought was just going to be the most amazing card, and then it didn't. Of course, Sign of Blood, Rise from the Grave. Now, oh, there's another one I missed of skeletons in there. I want to talk about Rhyme Transfusion real quick. Rhyme Transfusion on your general is pretty sick and disgusting. That is just that's probably the one reason why I have snow-covered swamps in the deck, just because, man. So you're going to make your general a 6 power, and if you spend snow mana, it essentially can't be blocked. That is 6 poison. Wow. Instead of having to do 21 points of general damage, Skittles only has to do 10. So, because of that, I do have some other things to pump it. Obviously, the Howl from Beyond is it's a throwback that I absolutely love, because in this deck it is it's a win condition. You just swing with Skittles and boom. Even though, I try not to make this deck that way, there are times when it just has to happen. Chill to the Bone. Oh, I should have named this Ken Bone. Should have put it in red sleeves. Anyway, Animate Dead. There's skeletons in it. And then, of course, Casting of Bones. I like the Haunting Wind. I really do. It's about as all we can do with artifacts in black. And of course, we got the Bad Moon. No, there is not a coat of arms in this deck, simply because all my coats are in use. Shoot, coat of arms used to be a cheap card, and now it's not anymore. So, but I am running the Obelisk and the Hall, so those are real things. Grizzly Spectacle. And, of course, to protect your general. And the Enslave. Is there any of these non-basic lands here we're talking about? Well, obviously, since I am running Snow, I'm running this Crying Sheets and the Mouth of Ronan. I mean, that's obvious. And the only non-snow lands I've got, of course, the Mire, Fountain, and the Pool. Because the Pool, I do believe, becomes a skeleton, if I'm not mistaken. I think the latest translation does to make it into a skeleton. So that is what I have got for Skittles, for tribal skeletons. I didn't spend a lot of time on the tribal skeletons simply because, well, this deck, it's been a while since I've done a tribal deck, and to be honest with you, I feel like it's still been a while since I've done a tribal deck, because this is not exactly a just crazy amount of synergy here. So I do like it. It is a tribe that sometimes here at the house we have nights where it's what we call the unsung tribes, to where you can't play. Everybody's got to play something tribal, and you can't play like elves, goblins, stuff like that. So it's the lesser tribes fighting for glory is what it. Anyway, that's Tribal Skeletons. I do appreciate you watching, and to be sure and like, subscribe, share it. Let me know what you want to see. But right now, it's time to shuffle and cut.